Hey everyone, Daily Diary. Today it's March 4th, 2020. I'm Roger Haskett, President of Engagement Unlimited. So I'm just back from a talk, and so when I come back from talks, I usually have one of two energies. Either I'm riding high, like I'm super high, and like been like, "Buzz," like I can't believe how excited I am. I just finished a 2 hour, an hour and a half, 3 hour talk. I feel I'm on the top of the world, like I've been communicating at this high level, and things are amazing. And so in those moments, I will often, even though like my body is like, oh, it's time to take a break. You just finished doing something, sort of intense. In those moments, instead, this is where my contrary nature kicks in. Because instead of doing what I should do, which is taking a break and relaxing and enjoying the fact that I did something and now it's over, instead what I do is I have all this energy, so I lean into doing other stuff. And so in those times, often like that half hour to like 3 hours after a talk, I can sometimes do amazing amounts of work. Some of the hardest work that I've been putting off, I'll just look at it and be like, this is easy to do now because of the energy in my body, because of the engagement energy, because of the internal power that I've generated, because of the power of play that I've been using while I'm on stage interacting with people. These things fill me full of power. And so then I choose to use that power on things that are important to me. And I choose to use it on things that are important to me that often are really difficult because this power makes things easier. I think of it like the instructions I got when I was in high school for writing a play, which I've adapted to sort of life strategies. These were play strategies, but I consider them life strategies. And one of the rules on writing a test is, stick with your first answer unless you know that it's wrong. Like go with your instincts unless you know they're wrong. To always start with the easy and work towards the hard. So that way, if the first question on a test is one you go, I don't know how to do this, instead of spending a bunch of time in that energy of, I don't know how to do this, move it. Move on. Do the next one. Find one that's super easy for you. Maybe that's on the last page, whatever it is. If you're having trouble at life in a test, start with the stuff that's easiest, right? Like that seems to make a lot of sense. Which means the flip side of that means, when do you do the stuff that's really hard? Well, you do the stuff that's really hard after you've warmed up your body. So you do the easy stuff and then you return to the hard stuff and then you find out, well, it's not hard anymore. It's actually quite a bit easier. So I use that strategy as often as I can when I come back with lots of energy after doing a pitch or doing a session or whatever. Or whatever, like having a great conversation with my spouse or having super fun with my kids or whatever. Like those are the times when I'm full of superpower, when I go, let's do the hard things, because the hard things aren't so hard. My second way of returning from sessions is to be totally drained. It's to walk in and be like, I am so tired. Like, please do not try to engage with me. Please do not talk to me. I am just so tired. I'm so drained. I've used all my energy and all my, all of it. I've used it all, and now I've got so little, and now I need to be in the regeneration stage where I really should go do other things. So today, can you guess which one I was in? Probably hard because I've already adapted my energy so much today. I was in a really low energy. I drove back, I was talking to Michael, my brother, and talking about some things, and instead of being like, oh yeah, let's do that, and yes, I was like, oh, we have to do that. So I was like, I'm not in the best zone. So really I should try to do nothing. But it's early, my talk was in the morning. I got home, it's 12 now, 12:30. I've got other things coming up. I've got a meeting with Jonathan, my doctor buddy, who we're talking about how to prepare webinars, how to create webinars to talk to people about how to be prepared for COVID-19 and really how to be resilient for it, like how to create resilience, which is what my channel is focusing on. How to be the me that you want to be while, and at the same time, you're working on resilience. So what did I do? I came home and I was like, I don't want to do any of this work. I don't feel like I can do this work. Like I'll sit down and I'll spend an hour and a half doing, what will be like 20 minutes of work. So instead, I did what I usually do, which is I recognize reality and I go, I'm not so great right now. I need to generate some energy and I need to do it in a way that makes me feel good and makes the things that I want in life feel more present. So what I did is I looked around and I thought, what can I do? I don't have time to go see a movie. My kids are at school. I can't play with them. My wife is off doing something with a friend of hers, so I can't do anything with her, like all the normal ways or some of my normal ways. So what did I do? So what I looked around, I went, well, it's a beautiful sunny day in Vancouver. I should go for a walk. That's one of my ways of recharging, one of my ways of creating energy or creating space in my life. When I ask people what do you do to fill the hole in your soul on a daily basis? Well, the things that I just listed are the things that I do, like play with my family, play with my kids, hang out with my spouse. I go for long walks. I watch movies. I play. So that's what I did. I went for a long walk and I had some lunch and I took a long time and I did some reading on other stuff just to try to make myself feel a little bit more me, more like Roger. And so here I am back after that process, taking a walk, getting some lunch back. I've got a meeting in about 20 minutes that I've got to do a little bit of prep for, but most of it's just gonna, is coming out of my head. So that's okay. So here I am, I've got energy again, and I've got some plans for the afternoon. And rather than going, I'm going to drag my butt through the rest of this afternoon and sort of do things, sort of half-assed, or drag my butt and it's half-assed. It should not be like that. But anyway, that's instead of doing that, what I've tried to do is take a little bit of time to focus on what I really need to do to become the me that I want to be, right? To be that person meant that I needed to get some fresh air. It meant that I need to get some time. It meant that I needed some time for Roger to process. This doesn't mean that it's all over. I am still very concerned about what we are talking about here, resilience and COVID-19, and I'm concerned about my family. I'm concerned about lots of things in my industry. I personally am feeling the effects of this very early and very severely. I've lost tons of business already. One of my ways to fight back is this. One of my ways to fight back against what's happening in the world to my company and to me right now is to fight back, is to think about how to prepare, think about what might be coming, get some psychological and spiritual, psychic adjustment time, and then figure out how to generate energy so that I can focus on the really hard things, because there are hard things to focus on. Okay, that's it. I'm Roger Haskett. It's March 4th. We're talking about daily diary stuff about what's happening behind when we're talking about resilience, and how the stuff that's happening behind here really is the stuff that's that feeds into resilience. So really, these daily diaries and the ones that are happening together at the front, on the the regular channel videos, these things go together, right? They're in my mind, I'm putting these things together by going, let's do the performance and let's show some of the backstage so that you can see what is the process on and off stage to create this sort of resilience, to create the me that you want to be. All right, I'm Roger.